Giovanni Gio Romano entered the dimly lit conference room, his confidence radiating through the tension that hung in the air like thick fog. Negotiations were just another day for him, the art of persuasion choreographed to perfection. Yet, as he prepared to seal another deal, his phone erupted with a chilling alert, an anonymous voice slicing through the veneer of routine, warning him of a burgeoning investigation instigated by the new Attorney General. Whispers of corruption echoed ominously in his mind, foreshadowing a collision course. Memories of past victories danced around the edges of his consciousness, illuminating choices made in the relentless pursuit of power. But now, with a storm brewing on the horizon, Gio's untouchable status was about to be tested, igniting fears that the very foundation of his life could crumble beneath a growing tide of treachery as he wrestled with the spine-chilling implications of his unseen enemies. As Gio's thoughts swirled with the implications of the ominous warning, he found himself at a clandestine moment of reflection. The echoes of his past victories replayed vividly, reminding him of the choices that had sculpted him into the untouchable titan of the legal world. Yet, with the impending threat loomed a reminder of the fragile nature of success, one that could unravel at any moment. The new Attorney General emerged in his mind, fueled by a relentless anti-corruption campaign intent on unveiling the truth he had meticulously crafted over the years. A press conference broadcasted tension across the city, laying bare the motivations driving the AG's vendetta against him and foreshadowing the turbulent battles ahead. Gio recognized that an unyielding storm was brewing, compelling him to muster all his skills for the impending confrontation. The stakes had never been higher. With the weight of the impending storm heavy on his shoulders, Gio turned his attention to his protégée, Julia. Her keen legal mind had always impressed him, making her a valuable asset during their corporate meetings. Yet in the wake of the AG's aggressive campaign, Gio received unsettling news. Julia was being implicated in illegal activities. The rumor circulated like wildfire, a trap set to ensnare her. As he met her in their office, her unmistakable anxiety mirrored his rising concern. Gio couldn't shake the feeling that this was more than mere coincidence. Serious forces were at play, orchestrating her downfall. With loyalty as his compass, he vowed to unravel the truth, determined to shield Julia from an unjust fate. They were deeper into this fight than he had initially imagined, and the stakes grew ever higher as he realized the conspiracy linked to the AG was broader than he feared. Gio leaned forward, the weight of the moment pressing upon him as he locked eyes with Julia. "I believe you," he proclaimed, unwavering support echoing in his voice. The sincerity in his words enveloped them, firming the bond forged through years of mentorship and trust. Yet, beneath his resolute demeanor lay a storm of questions that surged within him. Who would go to such lengths to target her, and why? As he shared what he had uncovered, the pieces began to fall into place. A web of deceit spun by powerful adversaries intent on leveraging Julia's misfortune against them both. Each revelation led them closer to understanding the true machinations at play. Their shared commitment ignited a fierce determination within Gio. He wouldn't let this attack define them. Together, they would navigate the treacherous waters ahead, determined to unveil the hidden orchestrators of this assault. As Gio delved deeper into the investigation, a sense of urgency propelled him forward. He meticulously combed through records and documents related to his firm's dealings, revealing alarming evidence of corporate espionage. The implications were staggering. Unseen cracks in their operations hinted at a much larger conspiracy designed to undermine his stability and destroy Julia's credibility. A growing network of intrigue surrounded the Attorney General, intertwining with powerful figures who thrived in corruption. Every discovery reinforced his resolve to protect not only his reputation, but also the futures of those he cared for. Meanwhile, whispers of betrayal echoed through the firm, sowing seeds of doubt among the ranks. But Gio remained steadfast and vigilant, knowing that the truth was a formidable weapon. With newfound clarity guiding his actions, he prepared for the battles ahead, confident that he was ready to confront the dangers lurking just beyond the lens of the law. The mounting tension within the firm was palpable as Marco's skepticism crawled across the conference table. "Are we safe doing this?" he questioned. doubt lacing his voice like a specter haunting their proceedings. Gio, sensing the unease seeping into the hearts of his colleagues, leaned forward with unwavering resolve. "I understand your concerns," he began, "but we must remember our purpose." He shared the stakes behind his relentless pursuit of justice, revealing the legacy he fought to protect, the integrity of their profession and the lives entwined within it. Gio's gaze intensified, compelling Marco to listen closer. "This isn't just about us, it's about the trust we've built." As he spoke, determination surged, igniting a collective spirit that pushed against the tide of uncertainty. The weight of his words hung in the air, reinforcing their unity, and he knew then, this was just the beginning of their fight against the encroaching darkness. Together they would stand resilient against any adversary that challenged their resolve. As Gio fortified their shared resolve, he could feel the impending storm closing in. Just then, the door creaked open, revealing Mira, a journalist whose reputation for uncovering hidden truths preceded her entrance. Her eyes, filled with fierce determination, met Gio's, and for a moment, the walls of the room faded away. "I have information that could change everything," she declared, the urgency in her voice echoing through the tense atmosphere. With meticulous detail, she laid out her findings, revealing connections that entwined the Attorney General's motivations with a past rife with corruption and malice. Each revelation struck a chord within Gio, illuminating a labyrinthine network of alliances working against him and Julia. As he absorbed the gravity of her words, a spark ignited within him, a renewed purpose to expose the intricate web of deceit that sought to unravel his life. United by a common goal, they braced themselves for the battle that loomed ahead. As Gio absorbed Mira's revelations, the pieces began to fit into a chilling puzzle that sent a shiver down his spine. He quickly recognized the calculated maneuvers behind the new Attorney General's crusade. The urgency of their situation heightened, and he knew they were not merely facing legal challenges. An insidious plot to dismantle everything he had built seemed to unfold in explicit detail. The realization struck him like a bolt. A clandestine meeting between the Attorney General and a cadre of influential figures, each possessing the means and motive to tarnish his legacy, was on the horizon. The very foundations of his career might be targeted by those lurking in the periphery, threatening to expose vulnerabilities he had kept hidden for years. Driven by a newfound sense of urgency, Gio steeled himself for the reckoning that awaited him. The fight was only just beginning. As the gavel struck, the atmosphere in the courtroom shifted, taut with unspoken tension. Julia's trial had commenced, and every eye in the room bore witness to Gio's resolve. He stood, a bulwark against the onslaught of allegations the Attorney General hurled with precision and intent. Drawing upon every strategy he'd honed, Gio's arguments unfurled like a carefully woven tapestry, each thread aligned to sway the jury's perception. Yet, the relentless pressure from the opposing side loomed large, a formidable wall intent on crumbling their defense. As witness after witness took the stand, each testimony stirred the pot of uncertainty. Would the truth emerge unscathed amidst the chaos? The stakes couldn't be higher. This trial was not just for Julia's freedom, but a test of Gio's legacy. In this critical moment, the battle for justice had ignited, leaving no room for doubt about the fierce journey ahead. As the courtroom buzzed with tension, Gio focused on Julia, determined to protect her from the storm brewing outside those walls. Amidst the murmurs and whispers, his mind flickered back to his history with the Attorney General, their rivalry steeped in moral ambiguity and ambition. Each past choice haunted him, shaping the present conflict they now faced. In the crucible of this trial, the stakes escalated dramatically, testing not only his legal prowess but also the integrity of all he held dear. Just as the verdict began to loom on the horizon, unexpected news arrived. Luca wanted a confrontation. The mention of his estranged son evoked an internal struggle, intertwining their complex legacy with the fervor of the ongoing legal battle. Gio understood that in seeking justice, he would have to confront the ghosts of his past to forge a path forward. The outcomes of this trial would ripple through their lives in ways none could foresee. As the tumultuous courtroom atmosphere buzzed with unrelenting tension, Gio felt an unexpected presence emerge at the periphery of his thoughts. Luca, the son he had distanced himself from for years, now sought to confront the legacy that hung between them like a chasm. Memories of ambition, sacrifice, and the cost of power flooded his mind, intertwining with the trial's looming verdict. Each step Luca took toward him would unravel facets of Gio's tightly held persona, exposing the vulnerabilities he had long buried beneath layers of success and prestige. In this moment of reckoning, the weight of his choices bore down heavily. He was forced to grapple not only with the impending court battle, but also with the profound implications of family and ambition. As he prepared for their inevitable confrontation, Gio braced himself for a dialogue that would unearth the truths he had hidden far too long. Leaving the courtroom's echoing tension behind, Gio felt the stakes of Giulia's trial surge to an uncharted precipice. With a determined heart, he crafted a subtle yet brilliant legal maneuver that hinted at the dubious origins of the AG's evidence. Carefully, he drew connections that exposed inconsistencies, weaving a narrative that could shift the trial's trajectory. Each moment became fraught with suspense, the atmosphere charged as jurors leaned in, captivated by the unfolding drama. Moral dilemmas confronted him, forcing Gio to navigate treacherous waters between right and wrong while upholding his unwavering commitment to justice. As the trial intensified, the line blurring between manipulation and truth catalyzed an unwavering resolve within him. He knew that the very essence of justice hung in the balance, propelling him forward toward a climactic confrontation where all would be revealed. This was a battle he could not afford to lose. As the tension mounted in the courtroom, Giovanni Gio Romano prepared himself for an inevitable clash with the Attorney General. The air crackled with anticipation, and deep down, he knew this confrontation would unveil truths that could alter the course of their entwined fates. With every argument he crafted, shadows of doubt lingered, whispering the potential for catastrophic revelations about a wrongful conviction tied to the AG's past, a mentor's scandal that could not only expose injustice, but redefine notions of accountability. Fueled by the urgency of the moment, Gio stepped forward into the fray, ready to confront the AG and the intricate web of deception that had ensnared them both. This was more than a legal battle, it was a reckoning. As the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Gio's determination burned brighter than ever. The truth was now only a confrontation away. As the final gavel fell, the atmosphere in the courtroom shifted dramatically. The verdict reverberated through Gio's mind, bittersweet in its implications. Though victory was claimed, it came at the high cost of personal connections, particularly with Giulia, who had fought valiantly by his side. A rift deepened between them, tangled in unspoken grievances and the weight of shared failure. Simultaneously, his relationship with Luca remained strained, as unresolved tensions from the past loomed over their interactions like a specter. Gio felt the fracturing lines of his life stretching thin, testing the very essence of his identity as the untouchable titan. As he stepped into the hallway, the challenges ahead were palpable, forcing him to confront not just the battles won, but the lingering consequences of pursuing power at all costs. The journey of redemption was just beginning, and he knew it would demand more than he had ever given before. As Gio stood in the corridor, the weight of the courtroom verdict pressed heavily upon him, framing his identity in a new light. The fine line between triumph and despair was now unmistakable, each step taking him further along a path fraught with complexity. Reflections danced in his mind, illuminating the steep costs of his victories, but simultaneously the flickers of hope persisted. His mind was a tempest of thoughts, the essence of justice, the bonds of loyalty, and the legacy he was now tasked to confront. Amidst the swirling uncertainties, the burden of his choices loomed larger than life itself, a labyrinth of morality and ambition where the true gains and losses remained painfully unclear. Gio understood that navigating the tangled landscape ahead would not merely test his legal acumen, but require a profound reckoning with himself. The journey toward redemption had commenced, and it would demand every ounce of his spirit.